Hello everyone, who is excited for a little nail art? Me! My name is Sarah from Magpie and I am here on a customer request to see how to use chromes, dusts, and flakes. At Magpie we have a wide range of beautiful and easy to use nail art supplies, but sometimes we run into issues where it's like, but how do I use it? Or how can I utilize this to the best, to help my clients decide what they want, that kind of thing. Like how would I put it on display, that kind of thing. So I am here to show you a couple of different color combinations, how to use them, so on and so forth. This is not all of the chromes, dusts, and flakes that we have at Magpie. We have a huge amount of beauties to choose from, but this is a small sampling so that we can learn how to use them. Now, as I was preparing for today's live, I have a couple of samples already ready. I made a giant mess. So as I move these out of the way to get ready for our live, I am going to insert a small paper towel so that hopefully I can minimize the fallout because the mess was quite funny. So we have a couple of different chromes here. Let's start with those. So we have Unicorn, which this is a clear chrome and it is a holographic chrome. Fantastic, beautiful. We have Glazed, which is a silvery pink chrome. We have Beetle, which you can tell is this beautiful chameleon chrome. And we have Kitty, who was not to love? She's this beautiful silver holographic chrome. So these are traditional chromes that we have at magpiebeautyusa.com, but there are a couple of the flakes. Well, I think only one. I only pulled one. One of the flakes can also serve as a chrome. So Dazzle is technically a flake, and she's beautiful when you tap her on. However, you can also chrome her. So we're gonna go over how to use a couple of these. So let me move those to the side. Next, we have these ones are just flakes, and they can be used as a dust. They can be used as a flake. And so on and so forth. Some of these chromes can be used as a dust instead of as a chrome. So you can really mix and match and get creative in the salon and, spark your clients' wow factor kind of thing. So we have the beautiful Stevie. If you don't have Stevie in your cart, I would add her immediately. She is the best red at any of the red holidays. Love Stevie so much. We love Laura Ann. She's this iridescent, gorgeous color. This is a party in a bottle. This is called Joseph. This is Cupid. And, well, you can tell it's absolutely fantastic. Cupid is a gorgeous dust and can go over so many colors. And then we have Vampire. Vampire is deep and rich and luxurious. This is a beautiful dust in the fall time. So these were the couple of colors and different mediums that I chose. So let's get started. I have everything swatched to my right. And what shall we start with? Let's start with dusts. These guys are flakes, flakes. Now, flakes are a lot of fun and very easy to use, all right? The Nail Room Chicago, party in a bottle, super cute. Yes, it is a party in a bottle. I can't wait to swatch it for you. It's a lot of fun. This is such a fun, if your client is going, on a vacation or even for New Year's, this is wildly popular. Joseph is fantastic. So flakes. Flakes are very easy to use. I'm going to start with Stevie. It's so pretty. The beauty of Stevie is when you top coat her. So I'm going to go through the full step with this. Now, how do you apply them? I prefer to apply it with a dry bristle brush. So I like the Magpie applicator. Now this is the pink handle one, which we no longer have. So the one on the website that you're gonna find has a glitter handle like this. So it's still called the applicator. This one is just the OG, but we have discontinued the OG one. So it's used in the same way, has the same bristle, it just comes with a lid, so that's nice. I'm going to make sure I have nothing in there, nothing in my bristles, and I'm just going to dab right into the dry. I'm going to stop talking because flakes are very lightweight. So as you are working on your client, make sure that you're not breathing toward the flakes, otherwise they will go flying everywhere. So once I dip into Stevie, which is the dry flake, then I would have my nail ready. And you're just going to apply the flake directly to the inhibition layer. And it is just going to stick just like that. Beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely fantastic. Then you're going to go through and you're going to gently, we're using a gentle hand here. You're going to go through and you're going to kind of rub, making sure everything that is stuck to the inhibition layer is going to stay behind, and everything that isn't gets wiped off. That way we don't get a ton into our top coat. Beautiful. All right, just like this. So it's very easy. It just sticks directly to the inhibition layer. Then on your client, you're going to just make sure that everything is wiped off. Of course, static helps in the salon. When we're working on swatch sticks, it's going to kind of go everywhere. But on your client, you would just make sure that you're wiping it all the way out. Another thing you can do is take a dotting tool, which I do not have one here. You can also take an orange wood stick and go around the edges to make sure that it's out of your client's sidewalls and out of the cuticle area before you top coat. Just again, making sure that I have removed as much dust as possible. Now, remember, we don't breathe in the direction of the flakes. That's very important. You will have a mess on your hands. But the beauty of Stevie is when you top coat her. So let's grab Like a Diamond. This is our top coat. It's very super shiny. I like to cure it for 2 minutes to get it even more shiny. So oh, hold on one second. Got an air bubble. So what I do is I float on a generous amount. So I don't want to drag my bristles through, right? We want to kind of float on a generous amount. If we're dragging, then you're gonna have so much fallout in your bristles. But if we're floating, you will have much less. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to wipe off my bristles just in the corner on my paper towel. And that way I don't put it back into my bottle. But isn't that so pretty? Stevie for the win. Absolutely lovely. Now I'm gonna put this into cure. It is a 60-second cure, but I really love to cure Like a Diamond for 2 minutes. I feel like it gets even more shiny than it already is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm missing some messages. I apologize. I've been chatting. Yeah, I didn't want to miss this video. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. And yes, vacay nails. Yes, this is definitely for a vacay nail. Absolutely. It's so gorgeous. Mrs. Smiles X30 said, I use Joseph all the time. It's a good one. It pairs so nicely with all of the colors in the bottle. And of course it pairs nicely with black. It pairs nicely with nude. It's just fabulous. Nails by Sierra. How do you sanitize the brush between clients for powder? You can put this through alcohol, and then you would just make sure that you are drying the bristles really well on a piece of paper towel. When I'm saying in alcohol, I wouldn't dunk the whole thing. You just want to like get the bristles and then wipe it out. Make sure that it's fully dry before you use it again. So that way you're not putting wet bristles into your powder. Next we have, I joined with Stevie going on. Yes, Sheridan. Sheridan loves Stevie. She's a big fan. Love it. Is this the one you used in class, Sheridan? Sheridan, somebody's asking if you used the gorgeous Stevie in class. She answered, she said yes. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. I apologize for missing and catching up. Okay, next I wanted to show you, I am going to do one sample of all of these, so we are going to make a bit of a mess, but that is just how it sometimes goes. Next we're going to do, let's just hop right into Joseph. Everybody's talking about Joseph. Now I have all of these swatches over here to my right. Let's put Joseph over Why Delilah. It's this beautiful deeper blue, and I'm just putting it on not because it would go with it, but to show you how, oh, isn't that so fun? To show you how full coverage these flakes can be. So I would pair this with beautiful like gold nails. I would put this with black nails. I would put this with purple nails. I would put this with pink nails. I would put this with all kinds of colors. Now remember, the rule is we don't breathe in the direction of the flakes. That would be not good. But we're going to just tap this directly onto the inhibition layer of your gel polish. Look at that, guys. What? You're kidding. It's so fun. Joseph. Add to cart. Joseph is currently 20% off for our Memorial Day sale. You can get all of these products at magpiebeautyusa.com. Joseph, you winner. Look at that. Such a fun flake. This would be perfect for 4th of July even. Party nails, absolutely. Lovely. Now, I'm not going to top coat all of these, but you're going to follow the same thing that I did with Stevie. So you would put your top coat on, and you could use Top It Off. You could use Like a Diamond, whatever finishing top coat you prefer. With Like a Diamond, again, I like to cure for 2 minutes because I feel like it gets even shinier. And then I like to cool it off. So in the salon, do you see the flakes flying, guys? I breathed in this direction. So in the salon, I usually do one hand at a time, go in for a full cure, 2 minutes, and then I do the other hand, and then I let this one cool for the 2 minutes before I wipe it off. So I'm not gonna wipe off the inhibition layer of that just yet because I want it to cool down. All right, next up we have the gorgeous Laura Ann. Isn't it so pretty? Laura Ann is an iridescent. Now this is going to be so pretty over clearly blues, pinks. You could even put over yellows or oranges. Lovely in every way. Let's put her over green. I think green is the right option for this manicure. We're gonna do it over Turquoise Tide. It's kind of a blue-green. Gorgeous. Now, I do wonder if Turquoise Tide has enough of an inhibition layer. Not all gels have a huge amount of inhibition layer that we can stick this to. Some gels have more of a matte inhibition layer. So we'll see with this one, and we might have to switch and put her over another color. Okay, she does. Look at that. Ooh-wee. It's gonna be so pretty over blues, pinks, oranges, that golden hue. If you put this over an orange, it would feel a lot like a sunset. And I don't know if you can see, there are bigger flakes. See these down here? There are bigger flakes, there are smaller flakes, and you can break those up. I'm talking a little too much, and I promise I'm gonna go get an x-ray and look like that one meme that went around. Oh my gosh. That meme where the lungs were all glitter. That's gonna be me in just a moment. All right, so making sure that we wipe off all of the excess on our client. We don't want any extra in our top coat just because it will transfer to the next client. But isn't that beautiful? Laura Ann for the win. Stunning. And again, then you would go in with your top coat. It's very easy. Because these flakes lay down so nicely, then usually it's all flat. Flakes are very easy to use, very user-friendly. Whereas glitter has more of a grit, these flakes kind of just lay down flat, and it's so, so nice. OMG, Party in a Bottle. Yeah. That was by, is that Sierra? Want? Absolutely. It's a need. Joseph is a need. Let's put this one in the need pile. You could put Laura Ann in the need and want pile, but this one and this one, both of these guys are a need. Stevie and Joseph. You know, I don't think there's a Magpie flake I don't like. They're also good. You're absolutely right. They're so fun to use, and they go well over so many different colors. You can use them in so many ways. In fact, in the salon the other day, I used Cupid over a mauve color, and whoa, that makes you stop for a moment. Clearly over purples and pinks, it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. But over a mauve, it was like, whoa, love, love, love. So let's put Cupid for the fun of seeing it over another color. Let's put this over, let's put it over orange. Let's see what happens. We're just having a play, right? This color is called Coco Cabana. And let's put Cupid over and see how that turns out. Maybe it'll be a winner and maybe it won't. We're taking a trial together. All right, so in we go. That's fun. That kind of really turns it like an electric pink, doesn't it? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Beautiful. Let me get that to... So the purple kind of fades away, and mostly all you see now is orange and pink. So that's fun. So you can have all different kinds of color combinations. Don't just think just like what the bottle tells you. Try it out, see what happens, right? Lovely. All right, the last one, Vampire. Now this one, technically because of how dark it is, I know I've said these ones, well, red I think you should only use over red, in my opinion. The ones that are iridescent, like these, you can put them over so many different colors and have different outcomes. Vampire is going to be more just over deeper, darker colors. If you put this over something like a red, it's just going to be like darkness over red, right? Or if you were to put this over a green, it would be darkness over green. It's not going to change. It doesn't have any iridescent sheen to it. So it's not going to be, you know, as versatile as other ones can be. But it is lovely and it is deep and it is, look at that gorgeousness. Beautiful. So I'm going to knock all this back inside. And I chose to put this over Witch's Brew. Witch's Brew is a beautiful, deep, brownish purple color that is so popular in the fall. It's lovely. See, and you can tell, oh, let me make sure that is gonna, see how it just stays dark? So it isn't like the iridescent ones, like I said. It's just gonna be absolutely lovely in our deeper manicures. But flakes are so easy to use. They're very forgiving. As long as you don't breathe into them, then all is well. Very easy though. And then you just top coat, make sure everything is flat, wipe it out of the sidewalls, and you will be so happy. Sheridan said, I love flakes on the days where you want to give your clients something unique and fun that won't take hours to do. Yes, it's a perfect time to use it. Absolutely. The Cupid over orange, lovely. Cupid over any color so far that I've tried. It's beautiful over yellow. Oh, here I have it. I just watched it earlier. This is over pink. This is over the color Be Mine. So then it just really has that purpley pink iridescent, whereas over orange, the purple fades away and mostly what you see is the pink. Beautiful. All right, so there's the flakes. Now remember, some flakes can be chromed, like Dazzle. Dazzle is a flake. And I put Dazzle on like this. I applied it like the flakes I've shown you. And this is what it will look like. Beautiful, gorgeous. This is over turquoise tide, I think. Gorgeous. So it's gonna be really powerful this way. However, let's watch until we see it chromed. Not all flakes can be chromed. For sure, this one cannot be. This one is going to give you a very pixelated chrome effect. You're just gonna have to have a play to figure out which ones can be chromed and which ones won't chrome, okay? That's something that you would plan out with your client or have a play on your own time before your client comes in, kind of thing. All right, so there's our flake demonstration. Oh, let me take off the inhibition layer of our beautiful and incredible Stevie so you can all fall in love with me and add her to cart during the sale because Stevie, you beauty, you are everything good. Look at that. Gosh, my word, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. All right, we're gonna move those guys off to the side because we are done with that part of our demo. All right, let me switch this over without making a giant mess. we'll go like that. That'll do it. All right, moving on to chrome. Now chromes can be used in our traditional chrome way. We all know how to chrome, but I will go through the steps in case you are a new nail tech and you aren't quite sure how to chrome things. So we're gonna go through that. But these can also be used as a dust, right? So I showed you how this is a flake. Well, technically it's a dust, but it's like more of a chunky. It's not quite as fine as glazed, this powder, right? So the thing that I'm trying to get to is to let you know that you can have fun. You can be creative in the salon with all of these beautiful nail art products and use them possibly in a different way, okay? So this is beautiful used as a dust, just tapped onto the inhibition layer. I'll show you. Unicorn, however, is not effective as a dust because it just goes on clear. You won't be able to see the holographic unless you chrome this. Beetle is beautiful as a dust. You can also chrome it. Kitty is not beautiful as a dust, but Kitty is a cat eye. So she's still dual purpose. You can use this as a chrome or you can mix this with some clear gel, just a little bit to a good amount of clear gel, and you'll have a beautiful holographic cat eye. And then Dazzle is a dust that can be chromed or can be tapped on, but look at that hollow. Okay, so let's start this. This one is going to be, we are going to need Top It Off. So Top It Off is our no wipe top coat. This is a beautiful formula, lovely. Now when we use Top It Off, I would caution you that you need to use this as your finishing gel. I have tried it many times where I have paired these two together, and although this stays adhered to the nail, this does a better job. So in my opinion, when you're gonna chrome, you're gonna use this as your chroming top coat, then you're gonna use it as the actual top coat. So let's hop right in with, shall we do Dazzle or shall we do Kitty? Let's do Dazzle. We'll do Kitty in a moment. All right, and then you can we'll compare the two. Okay, so we are going to apply our Top It Off top coat. The Nail Room underscore Chicago just ordered. Thank you. I hope that you love it. Love, love, love it. All right, so we're applying our Top It Off, and we don't need a lot of top coat. This is just a bigger swatch, so I had to go in for a little extra. And on this swatch, we even have a little bit of flakes. I hope that you can see the flakes floating in there, just for good measure. Now, with chrome, whatever your top coat looks like going in, that's what your chrome will look like. So I always like to turn my client's hand upside down to make sure that everything is as smooth as possible. That way we don't have any lumps and valleys when we chrome, that my line of light is exactly how I want it to be. Make sure that you are happy before it's cured. That is so, so very, very important. All right, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm happy with this. I have a little bit of a fuzz because these are sitting to the side of me. I'm gonna try and get that out. All right, I'm gonna flip that back over, let that settle, and then we're gonna put this in for a full, okay, Magpie products are a 60-second cure, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cure it for 30 seconds, not 60. And then I'm going to finish curing it after I apply my chrome powder. So in it goes for 30 seconds when we're chroming. Then I'm going to be using the chrome tool. You can use a silicone tool. You can use a glove. Oops. There we go. You can use a silicone tool. Oh, actually I could teach you that. Here is a tip. When you are working with holographic chromes, these two right here, you can't use a silicone tool. It will scratch it. So you'll want to use either a glove or a chrome tool like this because of the nature of the chrome itself. So a silicone tool is going to be great for products like Unicorn, Beetle, Glazed. Frosting is also a great one. Bridey is a great one. Anything that's not holographic. All right, so our swatch is ready. We do not need a ton here, okay? We just need, as I pull out a ton. That's funny. Way to go, Sarah. Isn't that how it is? So we are going to just rub this into our chrome, or into our no wipe top coat. Are we all oohing and ahhing? Because I am in my mind as I'm talking, like, oh. Lovely, gorgeous, fantastic. Yes, this is a major yes. Beautiful. So I'm going to turn off one of my lamps so that you won't have so much of that dual lamp action. But this is so gorgeous over a pink. Dazzle for the win. Nail Room Chicago, you ordered Dazzle? Look, you're going to be so happy. Beautiful. All right, so now that I have chromed that, I'm going to put this in for the rest of the time, which is another 30 seconds, so that it gets a full cure, okay? So in that goes. And then from there, I'll walk you through the way that is best for chrome so that your chrome will last. And then we will go on and we will quickly chrome these ones without having to go through all of the steps. The next thing that you're gonna need is a clear gel. You can either use Give Me Strength Plus, you can use Rubber Up, you can use Get a Grip. Any of those will do well. And we are going to be encapsulating this chrome. So let me actually move so I have a little bit of room. Okay, so in this case, I have Rubber Up here. And once your client comes out of the lamp, what you're gonna do is go through and just gently file the free edge. So what we're doing is we are putting a powder in between two gels that aren't meant to stick together. So we are creating something for the gel to stick to on the end. And then we're gonna go through and we're gonna dust off any and all pieces of chrome that might not be adhered. This is the Magpie Soft Duster Brush, perfect for chrome, just like this. And then we're gonna go in with a very thin layer of a clear gel. Again, you can use, this is Rubber Up. You could use Get a Grip, or you could use Give Me Strength Plus. Those are all great options for encapsulation. Making sure to cap that free edge, to let that gel that you've applied on top really adhere nicely. Then we're gonna go in for a full 60-second cure. Once that's done and it comes out of the lamp, then we will put on our finishing top coat, which in this case is gonna be Top It Off. Remember, if we're doing chrome and this is the top coat that we're using, we wanna use this same top coat as our top coat that we finished the whole manicure with, okay? The Nail Room _ Chicago, I ordered Joseph, the new brush, and a few other things. Thank you so much, I appreciate that very much. I know that our team, that means the world to us, and we will get that out as quickly as possible. All right, and now we will put on, look at that, guys. Wow, dazzle you beauty. Ah, now we will put on our final top coat. Making sure that we cap that free edge. When we're working with chrome, we need as much insurance as possible. Beautiful. And then in this goes for the full 60-second cure. Nails by Soraya. So you wouldn't use a regular top coat for the chrome. Do you mean regular, meaning one that has an inhibition layer? You would not use something like a diamond when you're doing chrome. No, you need a no wipe top coat that is meant for chrome. Top It Off is great for that. So we need a no wipe top coat, and then you need to seal that in with a clear gel, the chrome after you've chromed, and then you would use the same top coat that you chromed into. There you go. Nails by Soraya, you used a builder. Nope, I didn't. I used Top It Off, which is a no wipe top coat. And then my Rubber Up, this is technically a base coat. This is what I use to encapsulate my chrome, because you do need to encapsulate it. So we are putting, when you have a no wipe top coat, nothing's supposed to stick to it. So we are putting a powder in between two no wipe top coats. So you need something in there to buffer, to create that sticky layer so that everything melts together, right? So that is why I used Rubber Up. So you're gonna go in with Top It Off, chrome it, then you will finish curing it. Then you will file the free edge, wipe all of the dust off, go in with a clear gel, rubber up, or I have, right here, I have Give Me Strength Plus. You could use that. Or Give Me Strength would be great. I also have Get a Grip in here, but it's underneath of a thing I can't reach up. So you can use Get a Grip, anything to encapsulate, and then you would finish off with Top It Off. I hope that makes sense. All right, here we go. There's our beautiful first chrome. Now from here on out, we're gonna pretend that we're doing the same process, but I'm not gonna walk through all the steps every single time. I'm just gonna show you the beauty of these stunning chromes. Now I want to do Beetle to show you how pigmented she is. So let's do Beetle over, let's do Beetle over Blue Raspberry, a color that doesn't go together, because I wanna show you that this particular chrome is full coverage, and it doesn't really matter the color that's underneath of it. You could have a black, a white, a red, orange, brown, doesn't matter. Whereas with Dazzle, you can see that pink poking through. And then of course with clear gel or clear chromes, you can see the color underneath. So we have a wide range of chromes for all of the things that you might need in the salon. Full pigmentation, clear, holographic, iridescent. So first step is we apply our Top It Off, flip it over to make sure that everything, your line of light is exactly how you want it to be. If it's lumpy or bumpy, then your chrome is going to have dips and valleys, and that's not what you want. So we're gonna put that in for 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and then we are going to apply our chrome, then put it back in for 30 seconds. When you are wiping out your chrome from your chroming tool, just be very gentle, light hand. Don't be too aggressive, otherwise you will rip the material. So out comes our swatch. It doesn't take a lot here to chrome. We're just gonna gather just some, and then on it goes. Beautiful, gorgeous. Now this one, just need a little more at the top. This one is a chameleon chrome, so it's going to shift in the light. I'm gonna put that in for its 30-second more, and then we will wipe it off, and I will talk you through the rest of the process. All right, the next chrome that we are going to work on, let's use Unicorn, shall we? This is a clear chrome. This one does have a holographic hit to it, and what I found is that this one works better over lighter colors. So we're gonna do this over a color called Summer Loving, rather than a darker color like Tropical Hibiscus. So let's choose the lighter color here. Also, I think I have to change what I said. So the underneath color, although this is a full coverage chrome, it did kind of change the color, didn't it? Yes, it did. So the bottom color, if you wanted this to be darker, you would of course have darker colors with your manicure. However, it is still very chameleon and very beautiful. Okay, next we have Unicorn. So I'm going to apply my Top It Off, give that a cure for 30 seconds. Flip that upside down. And then in that goes for 30 seconds. And then we'll apply Unicorn. A little chrome goes a long way. Just whatever you do, don't have too much on your like that is too much. And that would mean that I'm part of the Product Wasters Club. So I'm gonna knock some of that off and instead just gather what's on the side. That should be plenty. Even that white hue, that white bit right there, like I have too much product, but we're just gonna go with it. So So this is a clear chrome. It just provides holographic shininess to your clients. See that? Gorgeous. Again, this one's called Unicorn. Beautiful. And then in it goes for the extra 30 seconds, right? Because it needs a full 60-second cure, Top It Off does. So you do, if you're gonna break it up 30 seconds and 30 seconds, just make sure that you go in for the rest of the curing time. Really quickly, we're gonna finish out with glazed, and then the last one we're gonna do is Kitty. I'm saving the best for last, everybody. So Kitty, glazed. Let's put glazed over, shall we try it over a blue? Sure, why not? So we're gonna put this over, this color is Jazzy Joe, an electric blue, perfect for summertime. Flip that over. Once you're happy with the line of light, then we will go in for the full 30 seconds. And glazed can be used both as a dust or it can be used as a chrome. So here it is as a dust. And do you see that it's just this beautiful shimmer? Versus, let's chrome it and then you'll be able to see the difference. That's probably too much. Don't be part of the Product Wasters Club like me, but if you do, well, you're not alone. You're not alone. Okay, so let's chrome this onto Jazzy Joe. It's going to be silvery here. If I used it over a pink, it would have a pinker hue. But here, because it's iridescent, I'm mostly going to see the silver. So depending on what color you use these over is really the outcome that you're going to get, which is so fun. Beautiful. I think it has a little bit of unicorn mixed in with it because I forgot to wipe it out. Whoops, but that's okay. So it's maybe a slightly holographic version of glazed. Gorgeous. Put that back in for the last bit of the 30 seconds. All right. And then I will be able to compare it for you. Don't forget to wipe out your chrome tool. All right. I think that'll be all right for our demonstration, but you can see the difference. Here we have it just patted onto the inhibition layer, just like I did the flakes at the beginning of our live. I just tapped it on using the applicator brush and I dipped into glaze and I just wiped it onto the inhibition layer. So I didn't chrome it. It just sticks and then I top coated it. And then here I put on my top coat, I chromed it, and then I would go through with my chroming finish. So I would put on, or do a little file of the free edge, put on a clear encapsulating gel, cure that, and then put on your top coat and cure that. Okay, so there are just different steps, but you can use them in multiple ways. All right, the last one. I'm so excited to show you this. Let's see. So here, let me do a really fast recap before we do the last one. This was Dazzle. Now this is just tapped on like a dust over a blue. This was chromed over a pink. Beautiful. So two different outcomes. Then we had our traditional chromes that are good just as traditional chromes. Here we have some flakes that we can put over different colors. So have a good time with flakes. This was Cupid flakes over two different colors. Of course, Stevie, the absolutely gorgeous red, and the Party in a Bottle, Joseph. I mean, really, it is like a party in a bottle. Look at that. Beautiful. And then this, well, I can't show it to you yet. Okay, so we're on to our very last moments together. We are going to chrome Kitty. Kitty is a cat eye dust, so you can mix this with a little bit of clear gel. We are talking like 2 parts gel to a half a part Kitty, and that's going to make a beautiful cat eye gel. Okay, so you just, a little goes a long way. If you put too much, then when you use your magpie magnet, then it won't move. It takes a really long time. It's like really, really slow. So less is more when you're making this into a cat eye. However, we're going to use it as a chrome. So of the colors I have left over here, let's chrome it onto this one. This is called Sunkissed, and it is a beautiful, bright neon pink, hot pink. It's coming across a little orange on the screen, but in person, it is a bright, beautiful neon pink. Okay, so the way we chrome, we go in with Top It Off. We don't need a lot of product here. We just need to make sure that the product we have on here, oh man, guys, my nail stuff is always in the dog's room, and look at that. Hello, dog hair. Okay, I am at my house rather than at the salon. So let's work on that again. So we want to apply a thin layer, but not paper thin, and we don't need a ton of product. So somewhere in between. We want to make sure that our top coat self-levels and makes a beautiful base for our chrome. So as soon as you are happy with your line of light and everything looks good, you're going to go in for a full 30-second cure. Make sure that your client's hand is in the lamp properly and that your top coat is getting cured properly. Otherwise, you will have a problem adhering your chrome powder. Then we're going to collect our chrome powder onto our chrome tool. Now, Kitty is not pretty when you dab her onto the inhibition layer. Like if I stick this just onto here, just as this, do you see how it just turns gray? It's not really eye-catching, it's not really pretty, okay? So it's not good as a dust. It is beautiful as a chrome, and it is beautiful as a cat eye. So let's watch the magic together. Here we go. Are we oohing and ahhing? You're so pretty. You're so gorgeous. You're so glamorous and fantastic. Kitty is like uber holographic. Let's turn off the light. Like wickedly holographic. Wow. Yes, absolutely stunning. Okay, so let's walk through one last time how we finish chroming. So we've cured this for 30 seconds. We've wiped on our chrome. It needs to go back in for the other 30 seconds. It needs a full 60-second cure. That's how long Magpie gels need. So you have to give it its full cure, okay? Once that comes out, we're gonna file the free edge. And maybe I can move this. Okay, that was better. What do I have in here? I have Give Me Strength Plus, but not in clear. I have Get a Grip, so you can use Get a Grip as your coating that encapsulates. You can use Give Me Strength. You can use Rubber Up. Okay, so you just want a clear gel that is going to encapsulate and protect your chrome layer. So let's go through and we're gonna file the free edge, I'm just being very gentle. You don't have to be wild here. So we're just going to file that free edge. Then we're gonna take all the dust off. Every last bit of it. Make sure you get it out of the sidewalls. Make sure you get it from underneath of the free edge. Make sure you get all of the dust off, because if you have dust remaining, then your chrome will look pixelated rather than clear and beautiful, okay? Next, we're gonna go in with a layer of, I'm gonna use Rubber Up. You can use any clear gel. I prefer using base coats here because I feel like they have a little bit more flexibility, and that seems to help the chrome last longer. So we're gonna make sure that we cover everything. Make sure you're paying attention to your sidewalls, make sure you're paying attention to the cuticle area, and then of course we are going to cap that free edge. And then we will go in for a full 60-second cure. Now, while that is curing, I did put Kitty over yellow. Look, look at how pretty. Oh my goodness. It's gorgeous. This color is called Georgia. This is a Magpie gel color called Georgia. And so Kitty can go over all different kinds of colors, just like Dazzle can. But Kitty is going to be a finer holographic, whereas Dazzle, you can see, has more of that pixely look. So it just depends on the type of outcome that you're wanting, that your client is wanting out of their chrome. But both are incredibly holographic. Both are incredibly beautiful. Okay, so now that we've cured our rubber up, we can go in with one final layer of our finishing top coat, which is Top It Off. We're gonna make sure to cover every bit of the nail so that we can protect that chrome during the length of our client's manicure. Make sure you cap the free edge. When we're doing chrome, always cap the free edge. Beautiful. All right, and that goes for a full 60-second cure. All right, everybody, so that is everything I have to teach you, well, the beginnings of using the flakes. Some flakes can be chromed, some flakes can't. Some are just meant to be used as flakes. Then, of course, we have chrome powders. Chrome powders can be used as dusts. They can also be used as chromes, and they are beautiful and versatile and gorgeous. All of these products can be purchased at magpiebeautyusa.com. And if you shop before May 26, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time, then you will be able to get everything at 20% off because we're currently having our Memorial Day sale. So it's the perfect time to shop. Look at that. Okay, so the middle one, this is Dazzle. So you can see it's more chunky, right? The outcome is more chunky. Whereas this one and this one on the edges are Kitty, and that it has a more fine texture. But the holographic hit on any of those, you can't go wrong, right? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions about the products that we sell or need any other swatching videos, need help with our products, let us know. We're always happy to help. And until next time, have a good one. Bye.